Chris Sewall here, baseball card collector, investor, dealer in that order. Welcome everyone, regular rollers time, let's do it. This was sent in by Grant, who wrote, here's another great example of the value that can be had in collecting football non-quarterbacks. Curtis Martin is 6th all-time leading rusher in NFL history and a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. With all the stats and accolades he has, he does not get much love in the hobby. I purchased his 2002 Pacific private stock game-worn jersey out of 28 from Goldin for just $8, including the buyer's premium, to get a card numbered out of 28 from 2002, which also features a game-worn patch for just a few dollars for a Hall of Fame player is a steal. It's graded a PSA 8, and based on the cert number, it was recently graded, meaning someone paid around $20 just to have it graded. This card has only been graded 3 times, with the other 2 copies being PSA 9s. Next one was sent by Jeremy, who wrote, my regular roller steal for this week is this Nolan Arenado red Bowman Chrome numbered out of 5, PSA Gem Mint 10. I was just on eBay at the right time. It had a starting bid of 99 cents or a buy it now for $15, so I smashed that buy it now button as fast as I could, and I was expecting it to get canceled and a message apologizing for the mistake, but I immediately got a tracking number, and amazingly the card showed up. Not sure what happened here, but much respect to the seller for following through. Wow, that is totally a total steal. Congrats on picking up that bargain there for an amazing price. This was sent in by Arlen, who wrote, Dolph Schayes was my dad's favorite player, and last night on eBay and COMC, I bought 2 authenticated autograph cards of his, a great example of getting better bang for your buck with all-time greats or pioneers in basketball and football over baseball. The all-in cost for the 2 cards was just $80 for someone who is a very underrated Hall of Famer because he played in the 1950s, but not for the Celtics. Schayes played 15 seasons with the Syracuse Nationals, his final one as a player coach in the franchise's inaugural year as the Philadelphia 76ers. His Wikipedia page is packed with impressive achievements, including an NBA title in 1955, all the all-time team recognitions, a consecutive game streak, Coach of the Year, and more. Schayes also has a strong case for being on the Mount Rushmore of Jewish athletes. Next one was sent in by JD, who wrote, I think Larry Doby is a great example of a historical figure and great baseball player who is way more affordable. As we all know, Jackie Robinson was the first player to break the color barrier. This past Jackie Robinson Day, I wanted to educate myself on some of the other first black players, and I learned more about Larry Doby, who was the second black baseball player in the major leagues. Doby signed with the Cleveland Indians in 1947, just months after Jackie Robinson signed with the Dodgers. He was no slouch at the plate, being a 9-time All-Star, 2-time World Series winner, ultimately leading to a Hall of Fame induction into Cooperstown. I was recently looking up vintage cards of Doby's, and I was a bit surprised at how cheap they seemed to be. I found this 1956 Topps mid-grade card with strong eye appeal for just $135, all in after taxes and shipping. This same card for Jackie Robinson would probably be 10 times this more expensive. I entirely understand why Jackie gets the high premium prices, and I'd love to own some Jackie cards one day down the road, but I think I'll build up my Larry Doby collection first. This was sent in by Nick, who wrote, Whatnot isn't mentioned on here at all, but there are plenty of finds on the app. A while ago, I was watching a stream that I was under the category of estate sales, and they were selling stacks of cards as mini lots. The seller would grab stacks from 3-row box, maybe 20 or 30 boxes, and go through them, the stack while the auction is live. A Miggy lot came up, Miguel Cabrera, and it piqued my interest because it's his last year, and they were all in his Marlin years. I saw a rookie card, but in the middle of the stack while shuffling through, just for instance, the bottom right corner, then half of a 2004 Topps Chrome Refractor peeked through. So I figured that I would go after the lot of 35 cards. Well, I won it for just $18 bid and waited patiently for it to arrive in the mail to see if I was right, and I was. I checked the sold on eBay, and 3 of these cards sold for $88, $150, and $168. I had no idea the card went for that much when I bought it, but I figured a refractor could maybe be around 25 to 30 bucks. Complete shock. I made 2 sales from the lot, a Topps Finest refractor for $11 and a lot of 29 cards for $18, so I made a couple bucks and acquired a pretty cool looking card. This was sent by James, who picked up these 4 cards at the Toronto Sports Card Expo recently for 67 Canadian dollars. The second year Ryan was just $10 and the Yaz rookie was $15, both lower grade, but you can sometimes find nice cards on a budget. The Aaron Matthews 59 Topps is super clean and cost $30. Yeah, you did great here. 67 Canadian dollars, I guess that's something like $50 all in, but you know, $10 for a second year Ryan in basically any condition is going to be a great buy. Same with the Yaz, $15 for a Yaz rookie in any condition. That's an absolute no-brainer. So yeah, you did great here. I'd love to know the dealer you bought these from. I would be visiting their booth next time I'm in Toronto. This was sent by Matt, who wrote, I recently got back into collecting 90s and early 2000s era Chipper Jones cards, and I found this 50-card Chipper Jones lot for $11 shipped. I figured at 22 cents a card, I couldn't go wrong either way, so I didn't look super hard at what was included other than what was on the first page, which did include a decent grade copy of a 91 Upper Deck which alone sells for maybe $2 raw. After getting the cards and going through the lot, I found quite a few decent inserts and more quality base cards that I didn't expect in such a cheap lot, including a numbered out of a 2000 Upper Deck die cut insert that is worth the price I paid for the entire lot, and a hobby exclusive parallel from 1998 Pinnacle Performers, among other quality cards. These are PC cards, so I won't be trying to flip these, but it's amazing what sort of deals you can get just by buying lots like this. This was sent in by Jeff, and there were a lot of great bargain pickups sent in this week, and this is probably the best bargain of all. He wrote, I came upon this listing on OfferUp the other day and was intrigued by the photo. There appeared to be a small stack of 1986 Fleer basketball cards in the foreground, but upon looking closer, I noticed a larger stack in the background. Knowing that even commons can sell pretty well, I decided to pull the trigger. Unfortunately, my wife and I were on a spring break trip with the kids and we were out of town. I immediately messaged the seller and offered $40 if she would take Venmo. She agreed and the deal was done. Once I picked up the cards, I went through them and was able to make 2 eBay lots for starter sets. One sold for $480 and the other for $382. Not a bad return at all, and I was able to keep a Bird and Magic sticker for my PC. Wow, that is an amazing pickup here. You know, I guess you're 20xing your money and getting to keep some cards on top of that. Normally I would say, you know, lots like this don't pan out in this sort of manner, but every once in a while, obviously, they do. This was sent in by Mike, who wrote, here's an auction I picked up recently for around $10 total. My main PC for a number of years outside of my Major League Baseball team has been Japanese NPB cards, both as I have become an avid fan of the league and its history, and also I've gotten bored with the modern hobby and the endless chase of unproven players and how expensive vintage has gotten when it comes to players you'd actually want to buy. Japanese cards have been seeing a decent boost in popularity recently due to the World Baseball Classic and the mainstream news picking up on NPB players. The large cards featured in the picture were sold at Japanese candy shops by the pack, with one card in each pack, with special packs containing a lucky card, which could be anything from free candy, another pack, or often these large cards or even larger, glossier cards. Usually each box had 30 to 40 packs in it with 4 lucky cards and prize cards, so the lucky back cards can be considered an early form of parallels. Other than its price, I jumped on the lot due to 3 cards in particular. A Playing Days Sadahara O card, bottom right in the picture with just the minis. O cards are always worth picking up for a decent price by themselves, and the 2 Isao Haramoto cards. Haramoto is the league's leader in hits with 3,085. One of the big draws of these cards to me are the stories of the players. Haramoto, for example, is a survivor of Hiroshima and the only survivor to play professional baseball, and an accident when he was 4 left him with a largely useless right hand. This was sent by David, who wrote, what are your thoughts on this pickup? I won this card for $227 at auction. It's a BGS Black Label Pristine 10 with an auto 10 as well. 2017 Leaf Field Generals Deshaun Watson auto, numbered to 15. I know Leaf cards sell for less than licensed products, but this is still a rookie card of Deshaun Watson with an on-card auto. I really had trouble comping the value of the card, but I saw the same card in a normal BGS 10 sell for $225 just a month earlier. I'm not sure what the typical multiplier is for a BGS 10 Black Label compared to a normal BGS 10, but regardless, I feel like this was a pretty good deal. Yeah, so this is going to be a really tough one to comp, like you said. I mean, the one sale you have here looks legit, but hard to know if, you know, on one sale if that's what this card, you know, would actually go for. It strikes me as reasonable, you know, a Deshaun Watson rookie auto at a 15, BGS Pristine 10, even though it's Leaf, price strikes me as reasonable. So given that the Pristine 10 went for $225 and you got the Black Label for basically the same price, for a card like this, which is low serial number to begin with and is sort of obscure, the multiplier from a Pristine 10 to a Black Label 10 is probably not as big as it would otherwise be, but it's still significant, so I think you probably did very well here. This was sent by Robin, who wrote, this is a 2012 Sports King Cut autograph 1 of 1 of René Lacoste. I'm a huge fan of French tennis, so when I saw this card, I could not believe it. It's a cut auto by René Lacoste, easily one of the best French players of all time, along with being the founder of the Lacoste brand and the inventor of the metal racket, of the grip for tennis rackets, and also the ball thrower. This man had a significant impact on tennis that is still felt to this very day. I've looked it up, and this card appears to be the only one in existence with a cut auto or any auto of Lacoste, thus making it a true 1 of 1. I was very happy to pay $350 for this piece of history. And I'll finish on a vintage bargain. This was sent by Neil, but unfortunately Neil did not win the auction. He wrote, I sadly did not get this, and I am pissed at myself. Stan Mikita, PSA 9, 1970s Dad's Cookies. Well, I know the Dad set is not the most popular set. $11 all in for a Hall of Famer PSA 9 from 1970. The seller didn't do himself any favors by not listing Mint 9 in the title. Yeah, I'm actually not familiar with this set, 1970 Dad's Cookies, but like you said, a Hall of Famer from 1970 in a PSA Mint 9. Doesn't matter how oddball the set is. That is definitely a bargain, and this is probably worth a lot more than that. But that's it for this week's regular rollers. Thank you as always, everyone, for watching. Thank you as always, everyone, for all the great submissions. Keep them coming, and I will see you all again real soon. Thanks, everyone.